Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the next episode of Joe Kelley's Psychedelic Experience. Hello, my friend. What's going on with you? It's your old pal Joe here, checking in with you on a motherfucking Monday, my friend. How's it going? How's it hanging? How was your weekend? How you doing? Listen, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing better than you ever thought you possibly could be doing. And if you're not, hey, that's old fucking K. But get your shit together. Christmas is coming. What the fuck? What do you have to show for it? How's Santa gonna bring you any gifts this year if you've done nothing but be a stupid, lazy asshole? So get it together, all right? You were a disappointment to your family at Thanksgiving. Wouldn't it be nice in the next couple of weeks to have some good news for them? Wouldn't that be great? So get it together, people, all right? Get it the fuck together before we get into 2023. Build some momentum, you know? That's all. That's all. Hey, got some shows coming up for you. I was trying not to cough there. December 8th through the 10th, I will be at Stand Up Live in Huntsville, Alabama with my buddy Aaron Weber. We'll be at the Stardome in Birmingham on the 11th. December 21st through the 23rd, I'll be at the Independent just outside of Detroit, Michigan. January 5th through the 7th, the Stress Factory in New Jersey, Brunswick, New Jersey. Also going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina at the end of January, the 27th and the 28th. All those are with Aaron Weber. The Funny Bone in somewhere, fucking Omaha. Hold on, got to take a phone call. I'll be right back, my friends. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in business now. I had to take a phone call about putting in a rental application. So this will be edited. I forgot to pause it, so I did say my credit card number on this recording, but that will be edited. But anyway, what was I saying? A Funny Bone in Omaha, Nebraska, February 10th to the 11th. Sonny's Patio Pub in Nashville, Tennessee. I'll be headlining there February 16th. Come on through. That'll be a great show. JoeKelleyComedy.com for all the upcoming details. And real quick, my friends, if you're watching this on the old YouTube, maybe I'll start uploading the video on Spotify too. Got some shirts, ladies and gentlemen. You can see them right now. There they are. I'm selling them for $30. It'll be $5 for shipping and handling. So if you'd like one, there should be contact info as far as Venmo and PayPal in the description of the podcast. But just reach out. Let me know what size you want and all that shit, and I'd be happy to send you one. Got some in this neon-looking green and then in black. So whichever one you want. Small all the way to double XL for you big old fatties. Or maybe you're not a big fatty. Maybe you're just yoked to the gills because you like taking steroids and eating protein. In which case, that's fine too. I'm not here to judge anybody. That's why I got the double XL, to let you know, hey, you big fatties, I love you. I love you just the way you are, being a fat slob. That's okay. I've had some double XL days myself as well, so it ain't no big deal. Just keep moving. How are you, friend? How was your weekend? What did you get into? Did you have some fun happen in your life? Did some good things come your way? Did you give some good things out to other people, you know? I've been pretty much looking for a place to live. That's what's been going on. Boy, oh boy, it has been a pain in the ass for whatever reason, but it looks like I won't be necessarily staying in Nashville. I'll still be near Nashville, but not in Nashville because the rent is absolutely outrageous here in Nashville. All I want, maybe you relate to this way, when you're trying to live in a place or whatever, all I want is just a little bit of space and a place to be outside from time to time. Balcony, patio, somewhere where I can just maybe stand and sit. I can't do both those at the same time. What the fuck? Stand and think and just ponder and stare off into space. That's all I really want, but there ain't no way in fucking hell I'm going to pay over $1,600 for a goddamn a shitty fucking one bedroom in Nashville, Tennessee. Rent, real estate is outrageous in this fucking city. I can't figure it out. Dude, the house I'm living in right now, it's a 3-bedroom house. There's 2 other people who live here. Got some roommates. We all pay around $600 a month, right? About 2 miles down the road, maybe 3 or 4, there's an apartment complex. I was like, well, let me give them a call. since it's on the same kind of town, you know, this isn't necessarily like downtown Nashville or whatever it is. Not a super hip place to be. But I was like, let me see. Let me see what they got going on. Because they aren't like nice apartments over there either. It's the standard brick building, just a very long 2-story brick building, probably 12 units on the bottom, 12 units on the top. There is kind of a patio, but not really. You know what I mean? It's like that sheet metal, that black sheet metal that it's not separated. Everybody just walks on the same fucking patio. So I gave them a call and I was like, what's your 1 bedrooms going for? They're like, well, normally it's about $1,500, but we got some move-in specials going on right now. And I'm like, unless that move-in special is knocking off $1,000, go fuck yourself. But I let them give me the spiel, you know what I mean? And she's like, well, with this special and that special and this special, what we can do is we can get you in there for about $1,325. And then she goes, oh, but with water and trash or whatever, it's going to be $1,625. And it's like, you're out of your fucking mind. Why? For a hunk of shit apartment for 550 square feet. You know what I mean? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? You know, and then just looking at the rental map, or if you go to like Zillow or apartments.com, you can fucking look at the prices of apartments on a map. You know what I mean? If you just zoom out from Nashville a little bit, there's like so many places that are affordable to live. So I don't know what the fuck happened to this city where everything is so goddamn expensive. You know what I mean? None of my friends are certainly affording that. Where did all these people come from? I don't know. I don't think I know anybody who can afford or would be willing to pay $1,600 a month for 550 square feet of getting fucked in the ass by your neighbor. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. So your old pal Joe might be going to be moving a little bit outside of the city just because I want my own place. I want my own space. You know what I mean? I just want to be able to work when I want to work, be able to podcast when I want to podcast. Tried to podcast this morning, couldn't get it done. So here I am this afternoon doing a podcast for you. You know what I mean, people? Moving is a son of a bitch. So hopefully this application goes through. I do have a little bit of credit card debt on my account that seems to be fucking me over. But I'm not going to pay it. I'm not going to pay it. Motherfucker should have never gave me that credit card to begin with. That's on you, dog. I was living in a van then. It was maxed out. And I reached my credit limit, and for some reason, it was still swiping. It's a whole fucking thing, dude. I'd maxed that card out and got stranded in San Diego sometime in 2017. I didn't really get stranded. This is what happened, people. When I was living in Seattle, I did like a little 2-week kind of road trip / tour with some other comics that were up in Seattle. It was more of just a road trip, you know. When I plan on doing like a tour with comedy, I like to set up shows every fucking day and do as many shows as I possibly can. We went out for like 2 weeks, probably like 14 days, something like that. Maybe did 6 shows. You know what I mean? So it was kind of a lot of just fucking off. But after about 6 days of fucking off, I was like, man, I need to take a break from these people. So we were doing a show in San Diego, and I met a lady. You know what I mean? Met a lady at the show. She was a regular at the show. Dude, I played it like a fucking fiddle, man. It was, I guess she's a regular. Everybody kept calling her by name and talking to her. So by the time I went up on stage, I just kept my eye on her. You know what I mean? She's just a single lady there by herself. And I ended up getting her to come up to the front row. And then I was like, hey, I got this bit about my hands because I got real big hands. And I'd like to compare hands with you. So I held up, what would it be, my right hand to compare it with her left hand. And then I was like, well, you don't have a ring, so what's up with you? And then I just kind of used my whole time to fucking schmooze with this lady. And it worked. And she's like, you come back to my place if you want. And it's like, great, because I'd like to take a break from these motherfuckers. So the next day, everybody was going to Vegas. And I was like, listen, I'll meet up with you guys before y'all take off, or I'll catch a flight or something like that. So I book a flight to Las Vegas from San Diego. I had the money for that. It wasn't that much. But by the time and this fucking hate people, dude, I walked fucking 12 miles to the airport that day with some beat up shoes that didn't have any soles in the bottom of them anymore. I stopped at some fucking like a Goodwill or thrift store just to see if I could get some extra fucking sneakers. They didn't have any in my size. I can't remember what I did, if I just wrapped my feet up or whatever it was. Bro, my feet were fucking busted up and bleeding and all sorts of shit. 12 fucking miles. I don't know why I didn't ask that lady to give me a ride. I don't think she felt like getting out of bed. I think that's what it was. But also, it's, you know, I'm all down for a fucking journey. I like a walk, you know. So walk 12 miles to the airport, get there. And I go to check into my flight. And they're like, well, Mr. Kelley, you're whatever it is, fucking 400 hours early before your flight. Apparently, I had booked it for the following week. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I need to get out of here today. So like, well, we got a flight. This is on Spirit Airlines, by the way. We got a flight leaving in about an hour. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. 2 hours, whatever it is. So this is probably around noon, 1 o'clock. And sure as shit, get checked in, waiting for the flight. First one gets delayed. Second one gets delayed. It's like, you know, now it's like 4 o'clock. And they're like, we got another one coming. That one gets delayed. And finally, they just cancel all their flights from San Diego to Vegas. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, I got to meet up with these other fucks. So I just was like, well, refund me the airline thing and I'll go get a rental car. So I went to fucking Enterprise and like, I got debit cards. Like, we only do credit cards. I'm like, well, here's a Discover credit card that's maxed out and it went through somehow. And they're like, here you go, Mr. Kelley, get the fuck out of here. So that's why I still owe on that credit card. I just, I certainly should take care of it. It's not that much money, but got the rental car, made it to Vegas, and then proceeded to still have a couple of the worst days of my life. You know, Vegas just is not for me, man. It's not for me. I'm not a coke guy. All right? I'm not a cocaine fella. I've done cocaine. It is a lot of fun, but I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? It doesn't, I don't like to do, it's the same thing with like any drug people like to do. You know what I mean? People are like, if you take mushrooms, you got to do mushroom things. You got to go to music festivals and fucking, you know, stare at lights and do a bunch of shit. And it's like, I don't like to do that. I just like to sit and be on mushrooms and explore what the mushrooms are. It's the same thing with cocaine. You know what I mean? It's a lot of fun. Dude, makes you horny as fuck, dude. It's nice to do with a lady. But other than that, it's kind of stupid. But also, I just liked sitting in what the feeling was, but especially with coke, dude. Coke's one of those get up and fucking bus around and fucking jitter. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do this. We got to do that. And you never do anything. You're so worried about doing the next thing that you never get settled into doing the first thing that you were going to do anyway. So it was just, you know, it's like I get to Vegas, finally meet up with everybody. They're already gacked up a little bit. People doing mushrooms, coke, and it's like, let's go walk the strip. It's like, great. I'd love to spend some time outside. I just sat in a car for 5 fucking hours. I'd love to walk around. We're outside for 3 minutes, and they're like, well, let's go back into the place we just left. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? So I let them wander. I wandered the strip on Vegas by myself for a little while. People were creepy as fuck. You know, a bunch of gay guys trying to get their dicks sucked, shit like that. Might not even be gay guys, but, you know, people wandering the streets of Vegas going, where are you from? It's like, none of your fucking business, bro. Don't be talking to me right now. The fuck you from? Why don't you get the fuck back there and leave me alone? You know? Terrible trip. But anyway, that's why I got a little credit issue right now. So hopefully this next one goes through and your old pal Joe will have a place to rest his head for a little while. You know what I mean? That's been my fucking weekend, looking for a place to live, and goddamn it, that's been just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with my credit. I should just take care of it and clean it up, but maybe I'll do that next year at some point in time. I'm just gonna see if I can get settled into this place, and we'll see what the fuck happens. But I certainly can't stay in Nashville. You know, I just can't afford it. Uh-oh. We got another call coming in. Hold on. Hey, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It's all business. Well, some good news, everybody. I got approved for the place. You know what I mean? So, just like that. When the thumb goes up, you know it's just like that. All right. Look, I found a place to live. Hopefully it should be fine. It should be a nice place. It's a little bit further out than I would like, but you know what? It's at this point in time, it's mine. I just got to get a deposit to put on that motherfucker, and then we'll get everything figured out from there. But that's some good news. Hey, I'm giving credit to you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I've been getting denied left and right, trying to find a place to live. And as soon as you guys come around, good things start happening to me. Look at that. Look at that. Look at God blessing me with you and maybe a place to live. We'll see. We'll see. God, that's good. That's a fucking relief. And immediately, as soon as I get approved, I'm like, you know what? Now I don't want that place. I'm so fucking wishy-washy. Pick a lane, and stick with it. That was an old fucking... when I did traffic in D.C., there was a very old man who was like the voice of Washington, D.C. traffic for like 30 fucking years. And that was his motto when trying to get people to quit fucking up the roads in D.C. He would say, pick a lane and stick with it. Quit fucking changing your mind and zipping all over the road, because that's what causes traffic jams, people. And that's what causes jams in your life, maybe. You know? I was worried about getting approved for this place. I get approved, and now I'm like, you know what? I could find something better. But there ain't nothing better than what's going on right now. And this will be great. I'll go to Huntsville for the weekend. I could start moving in my shit next week, and then I can go see my family in Michigan. And then by the time I get back, we'll be fucking hunky-dory. All ready to rock and roll, baby. You know what I mean? Good things happening. Wow, look at that. Look at that. I feel real good right now, people. Thank you. I've been giving all the credit to you. To you fine people listening to the podcast. I forget what I was talking about before I fucking got that phone call, but I'm sure it was absolutely nothing important anyway. As is every topic of conversation / rambling on this podcast, has absolutely nothing to do with anything and means nothing. Let's get into the Kanye West stuff again. Kanye West is he's so good at staying on the top of people's minds. What do they say? What do the kids say? Living rent-free in people's heads. That's what he's doing. He was on Alex Jones' podcast. What a fucking good time that was. What did he say? He said the Nazis did some good things, which, you know, just the sound of just that sentence alone is a terrible sentence to be saying. Correct? Correct. But the United States government completely agreed with him in the 30s. Do you know what I mean, people? This is what I'm saying. When Kanye West is like, hey, the Nazis had some good qualities about them or whatever it was, there was a whole Project Paperclip in which the United States government smuggled Nazi scientists after the fall of the Third Reich to help us with our science projects and shit like that. I think a lot of the reason we have NASA is because we smuggled Nazis over here. So, when Kanye's going, hey, so the Nazis did some good things, our phones had to have came from Nazi technology. Do you understand what I mean? Obviously, killing millions of people for whatever reason is probably not a good thing, but everyone just takes what he says and just jumps on it and doesn't really think about what he's actually saying. Because obviously the easy thing to go is Nazis are horrible, never did anything good ever, bad people all around forever and ever, never did anything good. Of course, that's the easy thing to say. But then when you look at the history of what actually happened, you go, oh, we smuggled them over and put them to work in order for us to be living in the world that we're living in now. So it just blows my fucking mind the way that people jump on him like that. And what did he said everybody has good qualities, even Hitler, something like that. And then people are freaking out about that. It's like, he's a terrible, terrible human being. And it's like, yeah. Yes, again, that's the obvious and easy thing to say. But can't we agree that everybody does have some kind of good quality to them? You know, Even if Hitler obviously terrible person, right? Terrible, terrible person, but pretty good public speaker. Had a lot of charisma, a lot of personality. You know what I mean? I'm sure if you talked to some people who knew him, they would have loved him. You know what I mean? They would have said nothing but good things about him. I'm sure you have shitty fucking friends that people go, why are you friends with that fucking guy? He's an asshole. And you go, yeah, I know he's an asshole, but he's my buddy and I love him. He's actually a good guy. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying there's other ways to look at it instead of just jumping on it and going, yeah, Kanye is terrible and everything he says, he's outrageous and he's out of control. And it's like, yes, maybe, but also if you actually think about what he's saying for a half a second, instead of this immediate, I don't know, we got this trigger finger reaction to everything where we don't listen to one another anymore. You know what I mean? We don't listen to the context. We don't actually listen. We're trapped in headlines and buzzwords and shit like that. And it's not good. Listen, we're done. I hope you guys know that this country is done. I read something that the average lifespan of an empire is about 250 years. And I think we're about there, people. I think we're very, very close to it. So, it's just the end game. We're just figuring out the end game of this country because states don't exist anymore. Not really. I mean, there are still different income taxes and shit like that. But at the end of the day, we're living in a fascist state. And I don't mean Nazis and whoever else. It's all controlled by corporations. And if you say anything that goes against the corporate media or anything like that, they fucking come out and try and crucify you, man. They try and run you through the mud. Meanwhile, all these giant corporations, they've done nothing but profit off of human suffering for hundreds of years. So, who's the bad guy here? Who is the real bad person in all this? Are there bad people? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe everyone's just trying to do what they can to fucking get ahead and navigate through this life. I don't fucking know. But I don't see the lack of communication and understanding we seek from one another is very troublesome. So I don't see that as being a good thing. Everyone has the playbook about this is what you're supposed to say and this is what you're supposed to think. And if you don't say these words or if you do say those other words, then you're a bad person. And I just don't think that's any way to live. But unfortunately, I really think most people are caught up in that, just in that way of thinking. And it's worrisome. You know what I mean? It lets me down, and it breaks my heart in a way. I know I'm a cynical motherfucker, but goddamn, man, just fucking quit. Just quit for a second. Take a step back, sit and think for a half a second. But you can't. Everyone's fucking doped up on pills and booze and drugs, so no one knows what to do, and everyone's out of their fucking mind. And it couldn't make for better television. I'll tell you that much right here and now, people. What a beautiful, beautiful, scary, terrifying thing that's going on. But it doesn't matter because it's all a mere illusion anyway. We don't exist. None of this is real. Unplug from the matrix for a half a second. I am you. You are me. I'm not saying anything you haven't thought yourself already. You know what I mean? And maybe you just don't realize you've thought it. You understand? We're no different. We're all the same. We're all one. Life and existence is nothing but a fucking trip, and when you get too heavily invested into it, and people can control every aspect of your life that way because you think it's real, So anyway, I don't really know what I'm talking about, so let's get you the animal video clip of the week and get you on your motherfucking way, my friends. Hey, motherfucking way, my friends. Whoa, whoa. Get you on your motherfucking way, my friends. Come on now. Yeah. All right. It's a musical podcast this week, people. I found this on YouTube last night, actually. And it just, it makes me wonder about life in general. You know what I mean? It was a video of a snake, and somebody had chopped this snake's head off. And so the head is separated from the body. The body's still moving around, which I understand there are nerves and shit like that. But tail of the snake, or kind of the middle of the body, bumps the snake's head. So the snake, the head of the snake, bites its own body that is detached from itself. And then the body realizes it's getting bit, and like it doesn't, it just doesn't go, oh, you bit me, I'm just going to sit here. It like acts like it actually got bit. Now, pretty cool video. I didn't know snakes could fucking bite their own bodies after they've been decapitated. But it makes me wonder about like when the guillotine was a thing, you know what I mean? Because I had heard that when they guillotined your head and chopped it off and they picked it up, you still might be conscious for a half a second. So you could, in theory, you could look at your own body with your decapitated head, And that snake was like, is that a real thing, Because how different are we than snakes? Not very. You know what I mean? Without the reptilians, we wouldn't have the mammalians, right? How'd the brain work? It went reptilian brain, mammalian brain, and then primate brain. Isn't that how the brain evolved? Aren't there like 3 layers to how we got to where we are? We started the reptiles, then mammals, and now primates. I think that's how it went. So we still got some lizard shit inside of us, A lot of people are full-blown lizards from outer space. I think we all know that. But it just makes me wonder. It's like, if you get your head chopped off, are you dead? Are you immediately dead? Or are you like just going, what the fuck happened to my body? Look at my body over there. Like, I've seen death videos of people. You know what I mean? I've seen some of those on the internet. But I've never seen like anybody. It's not like somebody gets shot in the head and then stands up and is like, hey, put up your dukes, motherfucker, and then dies. They're just like dead immediately. Maybe our nervous systems or maybe our bodies are a little bit more complex than a snake's, so we can't survive without our heads being attached. I don't know. It just made me think a little bit about when do you die? When do you really die? When you stop breathing? Is that it? Because this snake had its head chopped off and both parts of its body were still kicking and alive, Wouldn't that be some shit to get your head chopped off and then you're still just like fucking hanging out, you know what I mean? If it was like a hot guillotine and it cauterized your neck, do you think you'd keep enough blood in your brain to keep it functioning? You know what I mean? If it fucking just sealed everything right off, so you didn't lose any blood, you just had your head detached from your body. There's no way you could be alive. As a dumb thought. That was a little bit of a stretch, but I tried. Anyway, great video. Check it out sometimes. Thanks for checking out the podcast, everybody. Hope we had a little bit of fun. We had some good news halfway through the podcast again. All thanks to you fine people. I've missed you this past week. I'm glad we're back on the Monday thing for now. Hopefully this will continue. Hey, real quick, I'll be in Huntsville, Alabama this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the 8th through the 10th, with my good buddy Aaron Weber. We'll be at Stardome in Birmingham, Alabama on the 11th. I'll be in Detroit the 21st through the 23rd at the Independent, and I'm going to be in Jersey the 5th through the 7th of January. Go to joekellycomedy.com for all the upcoming shows. If you'd like a shirt, just reach out. Email me, Venmo, PayPal, whatever it is. If you want one, I'd be happy to get you one. Just let me know what size and what color you'd like. Other than that, get out there and have a great fucking week, all right? Don't take no shit from nobody unless you have some shit that you need to be taking. You understand? Do me a favor. Do me a motherfucking favor. Take care of yourself. Take care of somebody else. And I'll catch you around real fucking soon. Later. Video people. YouTube. What's going on? I think I'm going to put the video on Spotify now. I know this was a YouTube exclusive. Listen, once I get moved, we're going to start all sorts of different stuff. We're going to get the Patreon going again. I think I'm going to do my little morning walks on Patreon. Let you all feel the whole experience of it. We'll talk about that when the time comes. I forget what game we played last week. That's my bad. I think there was a trivia question of some kind, but I guess I could look it up real quick. I'm sure somebody had something on here for me. Let me go and take a peek here and see what kind of question I asked y'all last week, because I really don't remember. Bro, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Listen. Oh, it was the best kind of soup to get from a fucking Chinese restaurant. I believe we said, what was it? You do egg drop, wonton, or hot and sour. Dude, I love me some egg drop soup. I don't know how you guys are with that, but I'm going with egg drop as my favorite. Hot and sour is good too. Hot and sour is an absolutely fantastic soup, but that egg drop's the way. Wonton ain't bad either. But egg drop, number 1. Hot and sour soup, number 2. And then we'll go wonton, number 3. Is that a good top 3 for Asian soups? I hope so. I hope fucking so. What do you want the question to be this week? Huh? I don't fucking know. What is the legal length a northern pike has to be in Michigan for you to be able to keep it? How about that for you, people? Do you know? I know that one off the top of my head. I ain't going to tell you. I know that one off the top of my head. Northern pike in Michigan. How big does it have to be in order for you to be able to keep it and not get a ticket? You'll find out next week on Joe Kelley's Psychedelic Experience. Hey, guys, I love you. Have a good week, all right?